What's up, guys? It is August 27th, and that is a Tuesday, and today is a Topic Tuesday. So do you guys ever just get an idea and you just totally tweet about it, or you just say something and you really don't give it any thought? I tweeted something and it didn't really mean anything, and then I really thought about it and it totally meant a lot of things. Now, if your little brain is going a million miles a second and you're wondering like, I wonder what he tweeted. Totally tweeted this. Amazing, right? Usually when I tweet stuff, I really don't give it much thought. I kind of just type it up and send it out into the world. This tweet was no different, but it happened to visit me in the future. It was actually only like 2 hours after I tweeted it, but it's still the future. I find any reason to procrastinate from doing videos, especially this one. So to put off video making, I decided to rearrange my room. In doing so, I realized I have a lot of crap I don't need. A lot of it. So what I tweeted earlier came across my mind. So I thought to myself, maybe I do really need a life cleanse. Now, if some of you out there are like, what's a life cleanse? Did you really just say quenz? Maybe. A life cleanse is basically when you just want to get rid of a lot of crap in your life. At least that's what I'm giving the title for. I don't know what it really means. I just want to call it this because it's what I thought about, all right? Decided to go ahead and do that. Remember, in procrastination of making a video. So while rearranging my room, I noticed that I have about 60 t-shirts. You don't need that many t-shirts. I have about 15 shirts that I wear in rotation. I wash them all by the time the next time comes around, so I don't need 60 t-shirts. So I decided to get rid of t-shirts that I just don't wear anymore, or that I'm just like, you know what? This shirt might be a little too small for me, so I should give it away, you know? But then you just don't stop at shirts. You go on to pants and jeans and all of that kind of stuff. So after that, I really gave some thought to this life cleanse thing, and I noticed this isn't the first time that I've done this. When I decided I was gonna start taking YouTube seriously, I went and sold all of my video games. Why would you do that? I'm glad you asked. I'm really, really glad you asked. The reason I decided to sell all my video games was because I knew I wasn't gonna have time to play them like I used to. If you're a content creator, then you know putting out a video every week isn't always easy, especially if you work 40 plus hours a week like I do. Now trust me, it wasn't easy for me to give up my video games, but I made this decision to devote more time to something else that I loved. Now I still play video games, just not as much. But even before that video game catastrophe, I was still taking part in life cleanses. The one before that was at the end of my 5-year relationship with my ex-girlfriend. Now, a lot of you have probably been in relationships before. You might have had some good ones. If you're like me, you probably had some bad ones. Now, if you've had a bad one, a life cleanse is usually necessary. Sometimes you just get rid of everything out of spite. Other times you get rid of things because you don't want to be reminded anymore. Or sometimes you just get rid of things because it's time to move on. It doesn't matter your reason, as long as you feel that you're bettering your life by doing so. Now, I don't want you to think that a life cleanse is just about getting rid of physical things. Although you should probably get rid of that shirt. You're confused, aren't you? Oh yeah. Let me explain it. What I mean by this is you can change the way you think. By changing the way you think, it alters your life, equaling life cleanse. Now, is it always a drastic way of thinking? No. It could totally just be the way you wash your hands. But by just changing the most minute things in life, you can totally have a different outlook. Now, let me just give you a personal example. Right before I started shooting this video, my mom asked me if I was gonna go back to school this semester, and I'm not. Now, of course, your parents just always want the best for you, and of course, I love my parents for that. But at the same time, it is my life to live. Now, my decision not to go to college isn't because I don't wanna have a career. It's just that I'm not motivated to be there. Now, if you don't already know, my 2 majors in school were film and graphic design. Now, making YouTube videos and going to social events has brought me across a lot of people in these 2 career fields. Now, a majority of them in those career fields have done nothing with those degrees. Now, of course, there is a lot of variables and reasons why they don't have jobs with their degrees, but I do notice that a lot of them had the same mindset after college. They felt like school was unnecessary for the career field they wanted to go into. Now, if you went to college and you took a lot of courses like I have, you meet a lot of interesting people along the way. Now, some of the most interesting people are teachers that have actually worked in the career field that you want to go into. Now, one of the coolest professors I had in college went by the name of Mr. Byrne, B-E-R-N, not Burn, like, ow! Mr. Byrne took his first class at 18 and decided school wasn't for him and didn't come back for 9 years. But when he came back to school, he was motivated to be there. He ended up majoring in graphic design and becoming a really good graphic designer, working with artists like Jewel and other people in the California area. I just know he worked with Jewel because I was like, Jewel, really? I mean, honestly, why does Jewel need a graphic designer? But I guess everybody needs a graphic designer, but he worked with her, so I guess that's pretty cool. I had a sit-down conversation with him one time, and I told him that I just wasn't motivated to be in school. He looked me in the eyes and said, school's not for everybody. And I was like, what? Because you think a lot of teachers would sit there and tell you, oh, you should really stay in school, it's gonna benefit you so much, blah, 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 blah. He talked to me like a person, and he knew where I was coming from. He told me when he decided not to go to school is when he really found out who he was. He said he worked hard on rooftops for a few years, but then he decided to sell everything he had and go backpacking through Europe. Seriously, movie style? I know, right? Backpacking through Europe? What? But he said after he found out who he was, he decided to go back to school and pursue a career in graphic design. Now he just wants to teach and let people know how crazy that career field is. So like I said, I'm not going to college because I don't want a career. It's just that I don't think it's benefiting me right now. I don't want to be in one of those careers that I absolutely hate waking up for every morning. I've seen people in those careers and yeah, they make a lot of money, but they are miserable. I don't want that. I could be making $30,000 a year and it would be totally fine if I loved that job. This is what I mean when I talk about cleansing your life, and it's not a physical object. I'm changing my mindset. I'm changing the way I want to go about living my life. I'm not gonna just sit around being lazy while I'm not in school. Now that's just bleh. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that time that I'm not in school more into the things that I really want to be doing, such as designing, filmmaking, and even YouTube. But it doesn't matter whether it's physical or mental, these things are really hard to let go of sometimes. They require a lot of thought. Because like I said, whether it's a life decision not to go to school anymore, or just getting rid of that favorite pair of jeans that you know you just had too long. We grow emotional attachments to things or people or even ways of life, and they're not always easy to let go of. Sometimes, when you finally come to the realization that it'll better your life, you gotta cut the cord. Now, not everything is so dramatic, but you just gotta move on. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed this whole video, but you see all those white bags back there? That's all the clothes I'm getting rid of. Now, some of you might just think, that's just clothes. Like I said, we grow emotional attachments to certain things. And these right here are some of my favorite t-shirts by my favorite band. Now, I always thought I would hold on to these forever because they have so many great memories. But then I thought to myself, I don't need the t-shirts. I just need the memories. And I'm saying goodbye. So the life lesson for this week, it's not always easy to let go. But when you do, you'll be better for it. So that's it for Topic Tuesday. Remember, if you ever want to submit a topic for the show, leave that in the comment section down below. You can always like, comment, or subscribe if that's your kind of thing. As always, I am JUICEbox, and remember, when you wake up tomorrow morning, ask yourself something. If I have my daily dose of juice, later, bam! I seriously sometimes I tweet a lot. Okay. It's all over the place.